Nobodies. This is the New York Nobodies. We are out here. Chop Cheese, your boy out here with my co-host Felix Palau and
Here.
Caesar Bukele Hernandez.
You're
Yo, I'm telling you, see, you're gonna have to change that name on your chat to Bukele, bro. That's it. Just do it.
That's it, bro.
Listen, I've been
I
called
think we
worse
kind of
things.
voted on
I'll
that, so
take
you're
that
gonna have
name.
to get it done.
Yeah, I've been called worse things, so I'll take that name.
Yo, I mean, so have I. So, if anyone wants to call me Abdallah Bukaram, go for it, bro. Yeah. So what's good
So
with
how
y'all,
was your
fellas,
guys'
man? I mean,
weekend?
hey, rough game this weekend, huh, man?
Oh man, that
Rough
we
game.
had we played.
Yeah, we played. I think
Oh,
we did something like, remotely close to playing soccer this week.
You know what's crazy? Like there were other games going on that day. The last thing I remember is our game because we were hanging off not even a thread, like a microscopic piece you can't even see.
Yeah, it was pretty rough, fellas.
that
I
was one of
mean,
the most boring NYCFC games I've watched
I'm kind,
in a very
you
long
know
time.
something, guys. I'm kind of proud that I hung in there.
Yeah,
I'm
it was tough.
proud of
It was,
myself because there was so many times I wanted to change that game. I'm like, nah, these are my boys. I'm gonna watch these 90 minutes of pure soccer boredom. I mean, if that doesn't make me a supporter, bro, guys, I don't know what does. So
Yeah,
if you guys out there in YouTube land, podcast land, if you watch the game this weekend, consider yourself a supporter. Facts.
yeah, yeah. I would say me and Nico had to take a lot of shots to bear through that game, and so did Matt Freeze. He took a lot of
He
shots.
took a lot of shots. He did take a lot of shots. So, yo, guys, let's get into it, man. I mean, we got a starting 11 to announce. We got some things to do. So, definitely, we're going to go ahead. I'll get into the lineup this week. That's how hyped I am about this
yeah.
game,
I
fellas.
didn't. I don't have nothing up. All I know is
Man,
the
listen,
stats
listen. This
look
is this is this
bad.
is what teamwork does. When one falters, the other one got him. So let's go. I got you right now, kid. Stick with me. You'll learn a couple things. All right. We got the boy number 49, Matt. Freeze in goal. All right. We lined up with the back four. We had Micha on the right. We had Thiago Martins on our captain in the center back pairing up with Berg Risa. We had Kevin O'Toole on the right wing, on the left wing rather. Our pivots this past Saturday were the one Keaton Parks and number 80 himself, Justin Hack, Brooklyn. That we had on our attack, which was kind of I kind of saw this. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be our downfall here. Julian Fernandez was out on the wing. We had Maxi in the middle. We had Hannes Wolf on the other wing, and then we had Mr. Backwoods himself, Moonsef Backraw. At
Hey, remember who made that name?
so definitely just it was kind of a tough one to watch because I think there was just that dearth of attacking options. I mean, obviously Alonso Martinez was away with Costa Rica for the international break, so we weren't with him. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, fellas, I mean, this looks like a pretty solid lineup. What did y'all think about the starting 11 when y'all saw it?
I mean, to be honest, so the lineup was very similar to what it was the game before, right? What I was thinking is, and well, we're gonna get into a lot of stuff, but is if people go down, who are we gonna replace them with? We had, and if you saw, of course, we all saw our bench. It was basically NYCFC too. Not only that, but we were without Alonso Martinez. We don't have a third string striker.
At all.
So we had to call up Reed. I forgot his first name, but
Timor Reed.
Seymour Reed.
we had like maybe three signings from NYC two like a few days before because and when I saw that I already knew immediately we're gonna go bare bones. So again,
Yeah, so I think we had this weekend, we had to pick up Alex Randall's contract. We had to pick up Peter Molinari's contract. And we had to pick up, Seymour Reed. Yeah, Seymour Reed, Alex Randall, and Peter Molinari had to get their contracts picked up in order to make them eligible for this match, because we were that thin. So, fellas, first half, there wasn't that much to talk about. I mean, there were a couple things here and there, but there wasn't really anything much to talk about until, Mr. Keaton Parks himself gets injured, guys. So, I mean, I have a theory here that you know, Keaton Parks is very important to our attack. He's very important to our starting 11 altogether. We kind of lost something when he got hurt. What did you think about that?
Hold on, give me a second.
I would say yeah, no, Keaton Parks, and we've been talking about it all these years coming up, and we as the more he stays with us, the more we see that he's a man that's going to have to be that veteran presence. He's been with the team, what, 5 years now? Or, sorry, 6 years now.
About 6 years.
6 years now. So I think that is the part of his next evolution. I think he's up for it. And I'm very happy that he stayed fit because he needs to be that veteran presence,
Yeah.
considering at this point, everyone that's around him in the midfield. Of course, we all hope it's going to change later this season with signings, but as of now, he's going to have to be that veteran presence, him and Maxi.
Bro, that locker room is
guys.
bare bones, man.
Yeah.
It's scary because you look at the best players on this team. You look at it, Alonso Martinez, Akeem Parks, Maxi Morales, Matt Freeze. Besides, I would say goalie, most of these positions, like we're running thin. Berea's hurt again.
That's a big blow. That's a big one.
And we're asking Maxi to play 90 minutes.
I don't know how he does it. I really
don't know how he, bro. That mate, whatever them Argentines be drinking with, there's got to be a study, bro.
Yeah, no, that has to be, man. These guys are looking young.
Because this dude's a beast, bro. To be playing 90 minutes and carrying the whole team on your back. Because we finally saw Maximo Carrizo on the field.
Yes,
I'm not going to talk about the game. Listen, there was nothing to see. Columbus dominated. NYCFC, they got lucky to walk. We scraped away with the point.
But one thing that I've been saying, and the main thing, and maybe one of the only things to take out of this game, is that probably under Cushing would have lost that game. The fact that our coach keeps doing that every game, just trying to get the best result with the most minimal options, is very impressive.
David Lee's hanging this man out to dry, bro.
A draw here was definitely a win by far. And
David Lee's not doing us any favors out here. That's for certain, man. I mean, after just his track record alone coming into transfer windows, you're not doing it. You're not doing your job, David Lee.
But I would say even if he was doing his job, let's say, right, you cannot get the kind of signings we need and we want. You cannot get them now. It's a very awkward window, not only in MLS, but around the world. So we're literally just trying to do whatever the hell we're going to have to do with a lot of our second team options, with our own first team options until June. So that's just the reality of it. And if people keep going down, it's just how, Janssen and the boys can maneuver around these obstacles. That's the bottom line here.
Yeah, I think that once we started seeing that, we got a new head coach. Great, happy. And I am happy about the fact that we are signing the kids from our academy, but as just with any team that's well balanced, you need veterans, you need kids, veterans, kids. It just can't be that we're going to roll out, 5 17-year-olds each match. Mind you, we bought these kids up. They're our homegrowns, right? What better time than the present to bring them up, especially with all the hype surrounding one Maximo Carrizo. Personally, I've been waiting for him to come up for a bit, but I don't know if any, my fellow supporters share my enthusiasm on that one, but I was definitely looking for him to come up. So, to see him come up this Saturday was great. Lackluster performance. Well, he's 17 years old, first major
league. He barely got any minutes, to be fair.
Still, this is soccer either way.
Yeah. And I mean, what I was going to say is people like, let's say, Johnny Shore and other people we've promoted have come with less expectation, less track record, to be honest, than Carrizo. He's captain the U17 team. He's only, 15, 16. So for him to do these things and for him to now get a shot in the big stage, it's been a long time coming, but however, he is very young. And for him to have this track record now, you can only see much improvement from here on. It's just the beginning. But again, my whole thing is what's going to happen. Well, right now the balance is whatever we have available and healthy first team and then the second team options. But what's going to happen when we get signings? Whatever one of these young guys who really step up and make their mark are the ones that are going to stay in the first team. Yep. So this is their time for them to shine and prove why they should stay.
If there's any silver lining, I would say to as horrible, like I said, it was literally one of the worst NYCFC games I've ever watched. Pascal Janssen's figuring out which one of these kids is built for it and which one's not. And like I said last episode, you want to find out who these guys are now, not later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I really see that because once you get into the meat of the schedule, you know what I mean, like those dog days of August, right? We're gonna need to rattle off wins, and we're gonna need to get these wins no matter what. Put these
Yeah.
kids in the fire right now. Let's see how they turn out. And I think that's going to be very important to their development. I'm going to rattle off a couple facts here, that really, really just in a game that stood out for nothing, right? I think these three stats right here just, stand up amongst the most. We have on expected goals, we have 1.48 expected goals for Columbus, 0.16 for NYCFC. Total shots on goal, Columbus recorded 24. We only have 5. Total shots, rather, not shots on goal. Big chances. This is what Flop Mob is calling it. 1 for Columbus, 0 for New York City FC. So there's a lot to unpack there, man, because also, Columbus dominated possession 60-40. So, you have these layers of statistics that are telling you what happened during the game, but it doesn't take a statistician to see that NYC was clearly out hustled, out possessed, out defended in this match. And for all intents and purposes, I mean, that was an offside goal. We're going to get that, we're going to get into that later, but, we really got saved by the linesman on that one. So right now, great. You go on the road, get a hard-earned road point. That's what I know last week we were really bullish on the boys. But I think that now, after this draw in Columbus, we could have asked for the win. We could have gotten the win. We didn't get the win, but I think that a tie on the road, despite every other issue that's going around this match, was pretty much what we could have expected.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I told you guys. Remember last week? I understand the enthusiasm from you two, but I told you guys I knew that it wasn't gonna be a 3-1, 2-1, 2-0 win. Definitely not. And I didn't even know, like, well, it wasn't until like earlier last week that we found out Pereira was down injured. Which is, if we were already thin in center midfield, that's even thinner. And I feel like that's someone who's, if he stays healthy, that's someone who's pretty underrated, to be honest. Pereira. We need someone like him, but consistent. That's exactly what we need. So again, not like you said, this is pretty much a W, but we can only, really inspect so much from this match is what we do now going forward. And now we play a big one, against a familiar face who's leading them.
Before we move on to next week.
And then now, yeah, Atlanta's never going to be an easy place to play at. So
Yep.
We'll be there, of course. Ronnie Dyla will be
will.
there, of course. But how are we going to go into that game, and how can we maneuver? Can we squeeze another win? Do we draw? Do we have to squeeze a result?
I'll give you one way. Before we move on, I have to give a quick, quiet, but very loud shout out to the motherfucking GOAT, Matt Freeze. 24 shots against is the most ever shots conceded by NYCFC in a clean sheet. Columbus had 24 shots and didn't score a goddamn goal.
And
what do you think about that, Pochettino? Huh?
No,
you want to keep sucking Matt Turner off? That's why you're bums. That's why you lose to
something
fucking Farmers.
That right there, dude. That upsets me, right? Because of the simple fact that we know week in and week out the performances that Matt Freeze is putting in. Week in and week out, he is just showing you that he deserves to be considered for that USMNT starting keeper position.
And let me tell you guys something. You know who was the third, basically the third option called up for the USA this cycle?
Horvath?
The opposing keeper.
For Columbus,
Patrick
right?
Schulte. Patrick Schulte was called up. I know he's been called up. This is a USMNT combo, and I love them. I also like go in depth with them as well. But
yeah, we don't have to get into the USMNT.
Been called up, and I think Freeze should get a nod over him.
Yeah, I think now, if he keeps racking up performances like this, Pochettino's going to have to open his eyes and realize that Matt Freeze is one of the best, if not the best keeper in the MLS.
I don't care what Matt Freeze does. He's definitely better than Matt Turner. He's definitely better than Columbus's fucking goalie. Who they have there? Stefan Horvath? Who's the second keeper?
So listen. So Schulte is the keeper for Columbus, right? He's been getting called up often because of Columbus winning MLS Cup, going on their runs for Champions League and all that. Which props to him, he should get called up. However, in this cycle right now, Freeze is the better option.
Caesar,
I
what's his
understand
name?
Stefan
What's his name? Who's Columbus's
Patrick
goal?
Schulte.
Yo, Patrick Schulte, fuck you. You're a fucking bum. You too, Matt Turner, you fucking bitch.
No, no, no. Listen. Matt Turner, I understand, but I mean that's another conversation. But you definitely put in a keeper who's been playing more
Just
often.
had to get that out there.
Matt Turner has not been playing.
I think Nico just had his episode of Tourette's for the show tonight.
I
So
mean that's pretty usual, but
Yo, listen. Matt Freeze is a king. We move on to Atlanta. Atlanta's been struggling lately, though.
yeah,
Atlanta's been kind of struggling,
yeah.
kind of teetering.
Atlanta. Oh,
and look and talking to their fans, they're also a little pessimistic right now. They're saying that Dyla's still figuring out the pieces, that he's still, if he gets it together, then they'll do better. But they've been expecting a bit more to start off the season. So
Jesus
let's catch
Christ.
them. Let's catch them when they're down.
well,
Why not?
if you're
They
looking
got
at team
one
form over
win.
here, the opening weekend win against Montreal 3-2. A loss to Charlotte 2-zip.
Tied
A
Rebels.
zip draw against the fuck Bulls.
Lost to
A
Miami.
2-1 loss against Inter Messi, and 2-2 tie this past weekend against Cincinnati. So it's been a very inconsistent bag of results. The only
And
thing consistent about this run is that they've only got one win in five.
not only that, the last game they got saved by an own goal by Cincinnati.
Yeah, that
So
was
that should have been a
crazy.
loss. So
That
let's
was crazy.
by how bare bones we are right now, we got to make the most out of it. Catch them when they're lacking, and then see what happens. I mean, I really hope at least we have a player or two off the injury report. That would be great.
When is
But
Costa
if we have the
Rica's
same lineup, we
qualifying?
have to see what we could do.
When is Costa Rica's qualifying match?
I think we should have Martinez back because the international window's done.
All right.
Yeah, we will be having him back for this coming weekend. So
If he does not play, NYCFC has no shot. If he does play, NYCFC has a great shot. I honestly wouldn't be
Exactly.
surprised if this was another tie or we win. I would be really shocked to lose to Atlanta because we played in Miami, in LA, and in Columbus, and we scrapped 2 out of the 9 potential points. But as opposed to the previous leadership at the helm, we couldn't do shit on the road. So I'll take tying Miami, LAFC, whatever we lost by 1, and we tie Columbus. Those are points that later in the season we're gonna need those. So any points we could get, I'll take that shit.
Yeah, I would still say we started off the season well, considering everything. I mean, if you look at our team, I would expect us to at least lost 3 games. Maybe with cushion, we could have probably lost three
Bro,
games.
Orlando has scored the most goals in MLS and we beat them.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's all depending on the day. Like you said, Martin. If we have Martinez, we have a shot. Because then we have at least another. Listen, I'm gonna call it what it is. Another solid backup option at striker. And Bakrar. Because again, I just feel like he needs to just
solid
score.
because he's the only backup we got. Is solid because you
They
actually
didn't have
solid.
any service, to be fair, though, against Columbus. The whole team played bad.
No, but it's not even that it's bad. But you can only do so much when, again, you're just not gonna have that resources. The midfield, man. What are you gonna do? Listen, as much as Johnny Shore, Hack, and everyone is holding their weight, you have Johnny Shore, Hack, and Maxi in midfield. That is very off balance. Hack was been playing in center back all these weeks. And listen, that's fine, but again, that's what I'm saying. We've been saying it so much that it's really getting repetitive. We just need midfield options. Like it's actually ridiculous how much we've gone without having center midfield options.
This is David Lee's world, and we're all living in it.
Yep.
Yep, and I mean, listen, like I keep saying, there's value in signing the kids to contracts, but at the end of the day, we just need experience at these key positions, man. I mean, because these are glaring holes that are getting
100%.
exposed every week.
They will expose us eventually. Maybe
And that's what
not
I'm saying.
now,
Like
maybe not
Columbus
next
plays
year.
so many people in the midfield. We barely had anybody that could hold their weight like that. Of course, you're going to expect a game like we did in Columbus.
If dudes like Andres Pereira's hurt, Keaton got a little nick. It's not looking good, man. And Pascal Janssen, I don't know how much Denzel he's watching, but somehow, some way, he's pulling this shit through. So shout out to Pascal Janssen.
He's probably got man on fire right now, man. He's going through it with the
Yo,
bottle
he doesn't even
and the
turn his
Linda
TV on.
Ronstadt scene when
He
he's
doesn't
just
even turn
going
his
bugging
TV on.
out.
He just leaves that shit on all day. He just comes in like different
That's it,
movies are
man.
playing.
He watches that movie in bits, bro. You know what I mean? After training, puts 12 minutes on. Meeting, 12 minutes on. That's it.
Yeah, reciting the freaking line by line.
Yeah, no, no. I thoroughly believe that.
And this
Um, I
real quick, real
go
quick,
ahead.
just if I could get this out. The only thing that really disappointed me is the guys who've been here for a long time, man. We need you more now than ever. I know it's hard, but bro, the Keaton Parks, Alonso Martinez, the Hannes Wolf, the Julian Fernandez, the Ojelas, the Pereas, the Thiago Martins, the Tavons, they gotta step up. They gotta play
Well,
out
Tavon
of their
and
fucking mind. And I
Yeah,
know that's
Tavon
asking a
played last
lot.
night for the twos, man. So I mean, we're probably gonna see him back in the next couple of weeks.
oh,
I
that's awesome.
You
I
Thank
know,
hope he
goodness.
so
didn't feel no way about that. I hope he just understood it was what he got to do to get back because we
yeah,
need Tavon. I don't care what anyone says.
yeah.
No,
We
but I
need
mean,
Tavon.
listen,
He's a better option there.
in Europe, that happens all the time. If a player's coming to fitness, you're going to play a game, a midweek game
He's
in the second team.
he's
And that's
from the
just what it is.
Bronx.
It's not an insult.
He's
It's
from
just getting you ready for the first team game.
Here we go. Where's he from? Where's he from, Nico?
the motherfucking Bronx.
To put you down, you know what it is.
Shout out Tavon Gray. All right, so we do play Atlanta on Saturday. Me and Caesar are gonna be down in goddamn high fructose corn syrup,
The land of
Atlanta,
Coca-Cola
Georgia,
itself.
home of the I don't know what the fuck.
Peach,
They got Waffle House, an aquarium,
Coca-Cola, Chick-fil-A,
Gat Packs.
Magic City, what?
Man, what?
Lemon pepper
I will
wings.
not be attending without my girlfriend. I only look at tits with my girlfriend.
Nobody said you're going, but okay. Lemon pepper wings.
I think someone just ratted himself out.
I'm not going.
Right,
It won't even be fun.
right. I really, as much of as a great place as Atlanta is to visit, I've never been there, honestly. I can only go
Yo,
about.
you have to go, man.
No, no, I have to
Be
get down.
hype.
Like I have friends in high school. Shout outs to my man Flux Singleton, one of my peoples out there. Definitely. And I feel like Atlanta is such a great like cultural center either way, whether you black, Hispanic, whatever, man. I mean, I feel like Atlanta is like becoming like one of those great cultural centers in the United States, for all.
Atlanta.
No, no, you literally said it best. That's why I like going down there. It's become so diverse, and people are very welcoming. It still has that southern hospitality,
Yeah,
but you get the diversity, and it's a growing city. And the way they've taken in soccer has been incredible. The
yeah,
way they back Atlanta United, not to glaze them a bit too much, has been incredible. Like they really are prioritizing the sport to the equal level of football and like even baseball, which has been remarkable. When I went down
Atlanta
there, I noticed
United.
that.
They have better attendance than the Falcons.
Yeah, no,
And
like
real
when they
quick,
started winning, they really took off and really won the crowd,
yo,
really
when
won the city.
Atlanta joined the league, I was so jealous of those motherfuckers. Not anymore because now we're kind of on par with them. But man, when they had Jose Martinez and Almiron,
yeah. No, they had something pretty special
they
back in.
won the treble, didn't they?
No, they don't win Supporter Shield.
No, they won MLS Cup, US Open Cup, and Campeones Cup.
Yeah, but the trouble would be like you win
All right, but
Champions League,
whatever.
1 year,
I
yeah, that would be
I
considered.
would take a
your
year like
Supporter
that.
Shield.
But
But yeah,
shouts to the Atlanta supporters. Like I said, we ain't trying to glaze them too hard, but I met a
hey
few.
yo,
Hey, yo. I've met a few down there, and they're all good people. Welcome, like Caesar said, welcoming people. I've had a chance to hobnob with a couple people from Footy Mob, from Terminus Legion, all stripes, and those are good welcoming people down there. Now, are we gonna like them on come Saturday? Nah,
mm,
we got a game to play. You basically got our X. You know what I'm saying? We don't mess with the X's like that. You heard? So I really feel that they've also like they're taking on a bit of that Ronnie Dalla, mentality as well. Like even though the game ended the way it ended on Saturday, with them in Cincinnati, I mean, a Ronnie Dalla team is going to show fight, and I think Atlanta showed some fight. So I think coming into this weekend's game, we're headed for a dogfight. I
Fun,
definitely,
fun fact, on our way for us to win our star, the only New York team to win a star, of course.
of course.
We beat Atlanta and we beat Portland in the final. On their way to win their star, they beat us and they also beat Portland in the
Yep.
final. So those are little synchronicity.
Some Eskimo brotherage over there. Shout out to the league. Nah, it's you know they've been successful. They have you know throughout their history. I mean, I think they've only had like one losing season, if that. So you know they're doing something right down in Atlanta, and it's to be commended. So definitely, they got their they got their stadium. You know they sell, and this is the crazy part, dude. They sell out they sell that stadium out like no one's business.
What's the capacity at the Benz? Let me
I
check.
believe it's like in
I'll
the
take it.
in the 70s, 80s.
So it's 70, I think it's plus 70,000 if it's open to fully though. Because a
Yeah,
lot of the times they close it off. So it'd be like 42,000, 45,000 if it's closed off.
71,000.
There you go.
71,000. Okay, there you go. Damn, Price is Right is calling my name.
But yeah, no, but I think let's see if they open up the whole stadium. It's a weekend game, so maybe, but if not, it should be like maybe
Regardless,
low
there's going to be
40s.
40 plus thousand people in that stadium, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
So,
great.
boys, what do you guys think for the prediction then?
Okay, sis, I got this totally freaking wrong the other day on my two. What was it? I think I predicted a 2-1, a
Mm-hmm.
2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Totally off, right? But I do feel kind of optimistic about this weekend. Kind of, you know, we do have a lot of injuries to talk about,
And we got Alonso Martinez back.
and we got Alonso Martinez back, which is a positive. I think you know I don't want to say another road tie, but 1-1, 2-2. Who knows?
You tell me, Caesar, what you think's going to happen?
I mean, you know what I'm going to go for. I'm going to be optimistic. About being optimistic, I'm going to see a draw. 'Cause
You're optimistic about being optimistic, and you wanted a draw.
if we so, you guys know I'm not pessimistic really, but I'm
No,
really,
definitely, definitely. You know, it's not that. I don't think that's any part of your personality, but you know, I do feel like you know there's a real possibility we could end up throwing this game. Nico, what do you think, brother?
I don't know who's going to be on the injury report this week. Obviously, I know Malachi won't be there. Um, Keen Parks, I don't know. I don't know how long Andres Perea is going to be out. But the way the defense has been starting to click lately definitely gives me, cause to be appreciative and happy because last year that defense eventually would have cracked.
Very much
So
so.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Matt Freeze will get another clean sheet and somehow, some way, whether it's a knee, a chest, a fucking nose, NYCFC will scrape away with 3 points with a 1-0
Ooh,
win.
someone's feeling
if we
froggy
get
tonight, bro.
from
Dang.
I'm
We got
going.
Alonso Martinez.
That's
We
true.
got a
I
shot.
mean, we are getting him back, so I really feel like you know he's gonna be our X factor this weekend. I mean, I really feel that because he's you know we see what kind of team we are without him. You know,
And
that was the team we basically that was New York City FC
and
first half of
another player I'd
2024.
like
It
to
was
give
not good.
a shout out to. Yo, shout out to Keen Parks, man.
Yo,
Yeah,
shout out to Keenan Parks,
we
bro.
need you,
Get
bro.
better.
Hope you get better,
Happy
bro.
belated birthday to Cat Parks. You know, happy birthday. Um,
Happy
and definitely
happy
Keaton, get better, man. We need
birthday
you. We
to
need you in that midfield,
you.
baby.
And that means to say he's now going to go down. All he's seen, he's definitely going to go as down as a legend now. We love him. We love New York. That's what we stayed. I
Yeah.
remember was it early last season or at some point last season, he was getting calls from Europe, especially in the summer. And he said, I want to stay and raise my kid here in New York. So kudos to him, man.
Hey,
Your
man,
family.
listen, man. That's called commitment, fellas. I mean, if someone wants to be here, if they want to play for New York City FC, we got no choice but to support him. He
Yep.
wants to be here. And that's a great thing about it. Just like Maxi. Maxi wanted to come back to New York City. He wanted to come back here. I mean, besides the fact he got a house in Jersey or whatever, but still he wanted to come back to New York and he wanted to raise his kids here. So for that, come on, we got hats off. Definitely.
It was going to say, you were talking about the age difference in like lineups, depth, and all that, right? And one thing I think we're missing that we had in previous teams that were doing pretty well is a lot of players in their mid 20s. Of course, now I feel like we have late teens, early 20s, if not basically 30 plus. So we need that gap of players playing in their prime here. I think that's what's gotten us far. Past seasons we've been winning, so you know, definitely needing a lot of players this summer that are in the peak of their career, man, between 23 to 27, 24 to 28. You know,
We got the youngest roster in the league on average, so
yeah, we're considering right now definitely.
And I think that was what the bright spot about this weekend was is that we got to see Seymour Reed, 17 years old, the youngest player to debut with NYCFC. You know, we're bringing these guys up. Pascal Janssen is already showing that he's not scared to bring these kids up.
And that's the thing. That's only going to make them better when
It
you have
is.
confidence and backing of your coaches. That's going to make you play even better. And I think that's listen. Listen, I like to stay neutral, and I like to stay. I don't like to really bad mouth. You got to give credit to Cushing, but that's something that I don't think he had inherently as easy maybe as Pascal Janssen. Like just these young kids feeding off the coach's energy and really getting motivated.
Yeah.
Like we forget, like Arnie Slot and Pascal Janssen worked together many
Yep.
years. I have to do a bit more research, but from Feyenoord and PSV, I mean, they're also football factories. So it's been incredible. See, these guys have a natural talent of really motivating young guys that, other coaches that are not as experienced don't have. So.
Oh, what's Chop Cheese laughing about now? You see that mischievous grin, bro.
nah, when Caesar said they're football factories, they are. But then I'm like, yo, fuck the football
I
factories,
knew
bro.
you were gonna say that. I knew it. In the back of my mind, I was like,
Oh
Fuck that
man,
bar.
bro. Okay,
Go to Stout. They actually fuck with NYCFC. Fuck football factories,
so
bro.
one thing that was Pascal Janssen's reputation out in Europe when he was with Frank Varos, man. I mean, he was bringing up kids. I mean, these are the team that was playing Europa League, this season. So with kids, so that's kind of the reputation he has that he will take these kids, he's going to give these kids these chances, he's going to instill confidence in these kids because that's his calling card. So there's a certain, I think now on the club, at least from what I'm seeing, there's a certain sense of belief, especially amongst the young ones, that we're pros. Let's go out there and get the job done.
um,
And really, like I said, Seymour Reed, 17 years old, makes his debut
youngest
for the first
NYCFC
team.
player to make a
He look
debut.
lost, but I'll give the kid time. He'll be a beast.
Yeah, we're gonna give these kids some time. We're gonna let them cook, and they're gonna do their thing. I really believe that.
So I was gonna say Seymour Reed isn't. I know he's Jamaican background, but isn't he from the Bronx?
Seymour Reed, and it's funny because I have no clue.
Didn't the team post a video about him?
I think they did. They had posted something during the week. But yeah, Seymour Reed. I know he's definitely of Caribbean background. Shouts out to all the Caribs out there. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, let's just take a look at that real quick.
If he is, well,
So Seymour Reed, let's go. Actually, no, he's actually a Jamaican citizen.
oh, so he's from Jamaica.
He's from Jamaica. I believe he was born in Kingston. Let me just go ahead and
The
before.
Reggae Boys. The Reggae Boys on NYCFC. Look at that.
Yep, that's the whole thing. He's a reggae boy, you know what I mean?
And he was the youngest ever debut for NYCFC. So shout out.
That means Carrizo's older than.
Yeah, Carrizo's older by like maybe a month and a half.
Oh wow,
Barely.
Not by long, barely older than barely older.
Let's hope they're like the next Maxi Tati, man. A number 10 and a number 9.
I dig the fact that the kids are playing. We always like, yo, why aren't they playing? Why aren't they playing? Why aren't they playing? Why aren't
they
they
got
playing?
what they wanted
Obviously,
this weekend, so yeah.
They were playing for us having no depth, but fuck it. Figure out what we got now.
When people start hyping up Red Bull, Union for their youth academies, you got to talk about NYCFC. I know Nico. I know Nico. I saw
Gio Reyna, Joe Scally, James Sands.
Oh yeah.
Tavon
No, you don't have to name them.
We Andres Jason, Justin Hack.
Football factory.
Yo, Red Bull, suck my fucking dick, yo. You ain't got shit on us, bro.
I mean, but we're getting, and I think that's just raising the profile. That's what's going to raise the profile of this club in 5 years. The youth player that's going to decide he wants to come play in New York City because they're doing such a great job with developing youth. I think that that's something that we have to start setting the precedents for. The young kids are gonna, we're not gonna have any excuses in 2 more years, in a year and a half rather. We're gonna have a stadium, right? One of the best in MLS, right? The best, right? So
In his home borough.
the best.
Honestly,
And
I
the
think
thing is that we're gonna have all these pieces in place. Now a lot
yo,
of kids are gonna start thinking, I want to go play for New York City. They got this. They got the academy. They got coaches who are going to play the kids. They got so many other things that
they got
maybe
the
a
CFG
lot of
network.
local teams, the Rebels, ain't offering. Yo, we shitting on the Rebels tonight. Hard body.
Yo, facts.
Fuck
Yo,
the Rebels,
fuck the
B.
Red Bulls, bro.
Listen, there's no reason not to. There's never no reason
All
not to.
day. That's an everyday thing.
But
But I
one
mean, I
last,
think we have a great football,
yeah, bro.
youth
Let's go
football
agree.
academy, but this is can just take it to another height. The more these guys triumph, the more these guys succeed with us and go abroad and succeed, the more it's just gonna be like
So, what are your guys' final thoughts? 5 games through the season. How you feeling? Because we're about to be out of here in
Hmm.
like 3 minutes.
Okay, so Pascal Jansen, he gets a B minus in my book right now. Definitely, there's a lot of things that definitely my A, but B minus is what I'm gonna give him right now. He's doing his thing. Despite what we have, he's doing his thing.
I give him a B. That no lower than that. He's been great.
Yeah.
And the reason I don't give him a B plus because A would be like we're fine, right? But B plus would be like we're doing a bit better. But I give him a B because he's doing everything he can with this team right now. Like we don't know how other coaches that we could have hired would have overcome these obstacles. So I think he's done a pretty good job, and there's no reason for me. There's not much negatives. Of course, we're just getting to know him. But for what he's doing right now, he's taking us where we're supposed to. The next 5 games are going to be a better indication of what he's capable of. But no, for now, I mean, there's nothing I'm really disappointed about.
I
What
agree
about you,
with you, Zoo.
Grilly Cheese?
I agree with you.
Really,
I give him a B. But David Lee.
give him an
Thing
A
is,
plus, right?
though, how many times are you gonna blame the roster rules? All the guy does is blame everything else except himself. This guy is the definition of ineptitude. He's a fraud. He's a liar. He constantly misspeaks the truth. He throws everyone under the bus when in reality it's his fault. Stop blaming the roster rules. Stop blaming CFG and do your fucking job and shut the fuck up, David Lee. That's it.
And that's the thing, right? And I will tell
But the
him about that, Evan.
smoke.
And that's the thing. He doesn't let you talk to him one on one like our coaches do.
Because
Like
he's
even
above
Brad
us.
Sims, we've talked to Brad Sims one on one.
Hell yeah.
He never allows you to do that. And one thing I'd say is if you're really the big man, back it up with big talk. Go out this window and show us what the hell you're about.
David Lee's a
Be held
fucking
accountable.
rat. He's a fucking rat.
Be held accountable, man. This is something that, and I think if we ask 10 New York City FC supporters about what they think about David Lee, I'm willing to bet 10 supporters are going to tell you the same thing, because this has just been transfer window after transfer
Year
window after transfer
after
window,
year after
and it's
year.
just the same thing over and over again. And if we do sign somebody, it ends up being Musa Bakra, who can't find the freaking goal.
I mean, yeah, the best indication
Let
is
my
what he's
boy
done.
be, bro.
I know he's your boy, but come on, bro.
Nah,
Let
he
your
hasn't
boy
been
know.
playing well.
He
I
him your
told
boy.
him.
Let
I
him know.
told him
Take
he ain't
extra
been
shooting
playing
practice,
well.
bro.
I mean, yeah, we can get that's another big conversation. But listen,
But as of now, this is the New York Nobodies. We are signing out. I hope all you motherfuckers, if you're South American, enjoy the qualifiers tonight.
Que
And
viva Ecuador.
yeah, Ecuador, Colombia, Chile, wherever you're from. Shout out to y'all. And yeah, that's it. This is the New York Nobodies, episode three, four,
three.
three.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys will hear back from us next Wednesday. So stay safe. Go to watch parties, watch the game together. This is a community, and we out.
Man,
Deuces.
Peace.
y'all take care. Peace. Bet.
Perfect.
That was good.
That was good. I
That was